interesting rights that we had.
Oh,
So,
oh.
so
Wait, can
Juicy,
we need to call Mr. Dave Chappelle. Mr. Dave Chappelle, please call your office.
that's right, Juicy Smollett, you know the French actor,
Juicy Smollett.
Juicy Smollett, the
Juicy
French actor,
Smollett.
famous French actor.
Famous French actor. Just for those who don't get the joke, okay. He is not a French actor. I think he is American or Canadian, but our, very famous comedian David Chappelle has done a very funny bit in one of his stand-ups on Jussie Smollett, or however you say his name, and how this whole thing went down with this hoax. And it's very, very funny. If you haven't seen it, it should be really easy for any one of our listeners. Please just go anywhere and then look up Dave
Right.
Chappelle
It's
on
got to
this
be like on
issue.
YouTube or
It's
anything.
hilarious.
Right.
Yeah. Basically what he says, Fletcher, is people used to wonder, why does it seem that Black Americans were not standing behind Jussie Smollett when he came out with this revelation that he'd been the victim of a hate crime, a violent attack by so-called MAGA supporting people in Chicago late at night while going to get a Subway sandwich. And Dave Chappelle said, yeah, because we always knew this wasn't true. And he says it in a much funnier way than I can. And that's why we kind of it wasn't anything to do with his orientation or not supporting him. Just it didn't meet the smell test for us.
Right.
And so we didn't jump on it. And it turns out that was the right decision.
It was a little bit crazy, because you're so I guess this is a little bit deceptive because it says that so the way this reads is says that it was overturned an alleged conviction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way Variety, I guess, is spinning it. From other sources, it does say that the hate crime hoax, the dropping of all charges against me, ruling that he cannot be tried again based on the Illinois Supreme Court. I guess County State Attorney King Fox had initially struck a plea deal with him, requiring the actor to forfeit $10,000 bond and complete 15 hours of volunteer community service. And they said that they're aware that this case generated significant public interest and that many people were dissatisfied with the resolution of the original case and believe it to be unjust. Nevertheless, she said that what would be more unjust than the resolution of any one criminal case that would be holding for this court, that the state was not bound to honor agreements upon which people detrimentally relied or something. So I guess it's like I don't know, a technicality or something that this is happening, but this is why you vote in these small races for good judges, because
I mean, you know what? I sympathize with the judge. It's a tough situation. I think the whole thing is crazy. He didn't serve but 6 days, I think, of a 150-day sentence. So already there was something, I think they missed to let him out pending. He never has expressed any remorse for misleading the country. And, he hasn't done the right thing. But at the same time, I'm sure the judge felt like this is a goofball. He's probably a little bit touched in the head. You know what I mean?
Right.
And apparently there may have been some technicality that wasn't followed. So I feel, not that you're right. I think you're right, Fletcher. You do have to get involved with these races, and it might just be a bad judge who just wanted to see him get out. But there's a part of me that wonders, is he faking it? Or is he just deluded? Like, did he think he sounded like he thought this really happened, or maybe he's just a liar. I don't know.
Right. I mean, anybody who's watched the interview that he had, excuse me, like you said, is kind of like bless your heart,
That's not a good thing for those listening. Bless your heart means, it's a devastating dig. You know what? I hear you. I think what he did was really awful. What I think happens when you do this, you really make it less likely that if something were to happen, that people will believe. Right? You just made it so that if someone were the victim of such a thing, they're gonna think maybe it's a crying wolf. I don't know if he just needs so
Right.
much to be on display as an actor that he had to, create this acting thing outside of the screen, or what was
Hmm.
that? Did he think it would help him better on his show? I don't know. But yeah, it's not doesn't send a good look for the judge to kind of let him out. But at the same time, man, I mean, was he in Chicago? They got so many criminals on the street. This is likely a high quality ticket,
It's not a
right?
high
I mean,
quality ticket.
you got so many people they need to be locking up out there committing more serious crimes. I'm not too jazzed over it.
Yeah, I agree.